Introducing Lucha
Another great week for Lucha Underground. Season 2, Episode 2. Just like last week's debut episode, this week Lucha Underground shows us just how you book, just how you write, just how you do a wrestling show. And we just got done talking about how certain people feel just because it's not based in reality, because it's fantasy. It's not good, it's not a wrestling show, it's not really what the business needs. Well, this show again shows us that Lucha Underground can do a good wrestling show better pretty much than anybody here. It is still the primary wrestling show to watch. Lucha Underground kicked ass here on episode 2. If you have not seen it, I recommend you go watch it. Check it out on your free time, because this show is just picking up. It just got started and it's just getting off the ground. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. This week's episode, I kind of feel like they took a step back on purpose to introduce some new characters, to rekindle some past storylines from last season. There wasn't much progression and, the big stuff happening, but that's okay. You need those episodes to, bring things back, to introduce more of other storylines, and not always go full-blown balls to the wall. Despite them taking a step back this week, it was still an entertaining show. It was more focused on the wrestling. Very good, really good wrestling matches this week. We got some debuts coming in. I think one of them is Cobra. What is her name again? I think her name was it Cobra Moon? Cobra Moon. Yeah, it was Cobra Moon. Another female wrestler to join the likes of Evilise and Sexy Star. And her real wrestling name is Thunder Rosa. And she's extremely attractive. As well as Cobra Moon, we also got Rey Mysterio coming in. That was the ending debut promo. Now, I don't know if he's debuting next week. Eventually, he has to come in. I think they're waiting to bring him in, which is how it should be. Let the first few episodes be about the people we have now before we bring in new people. Now, we did get a debut tonight from PJ Black. And we got the return of Willie Mack, we got the return of Killshot, and Johnny Mundo. So, again, not much in terms of storyline happened this week, but the wrestling was great. Let's go from the top, go to the bottom, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on everything. We kick things off with Prince Puma lifting weights backstage, reliving his match against Mil Muertes in flashbacks. He is not very happy that he lost the championship. He shouldn't be all that pleased with himself, and he's not. He's very upset that he lost the championship that he worked very hard for. But then we have Pentagon Jr., approaching from behind, telling us that they have a 2-on-3 handicap match tonight against the Disciples of Death, the Trios champions. And he told them that, hey, we can work together right now, but afterwards, I'm coming for that arm, baby. I'm coming to break that arm, baby. They start fighting afterwards, and Prince Puma gets the upper hand, letting Pentagon Jr. know that, hey, don't mess with me. I'm not like anybody else you've faced before. And he's not. And of course, that's how we opened up the show, to let us know that, hey, can these two really get along? Are they going to be able to put their egos aside to take on a much bigger fish? A much bigger danger? Well, we go into the tempo. We still see Shao Kahn. We still see Mil Muertes sitting on his throne, and I love that. I love that the champion sits on his throne throughout the show, watching it. And he has a broken arm. He has a cast over his wherever arm it was that was broken by Mr. Cero Miedo. I like that. I like that we're still playing into, the realism. And see, this is what I like to talk about when it comes to the whole aspect of Lucha Underground being a fantasy or whatever. It feels real. That's what I mean. And that's what really matters. It shouldn't have to be real as long as it feels realistic. And it feels very realistic. He attacks his arm and it's broken this week. He has a cast over it. It plays into it. When you're writing a wrestling show, that's the kind of stuff you do. So with anybody telling you that, it's fantasy, it doesn't work, yes, it does. It still follows the same concepts of what a really good wrestling show would do. You sell the injury. In this case, in this fantasy world, his arm is actually broken. Johnny Mundo versus Killshot. Very action-packed. Lots of high flying, lots of innovative moves. Killshot. I don't know who this guy is under the mask. If you do, let me know. But he came extremely close to beating Johnny Mundo. Even got a "that was sweet" chant from the audience. He did some nice stuff. Mundo was hung on the ropes and he pulled him off with an awesome DDT. It was crazy. Almost got the victory. Johnny Mundo had to hit him with a low blow behind the ref's back to beat him. Because Johnny Mundo is a sneaky bastard. No Melina this season. I was kind of hoping I would see her. Do you think we'll see her this season? I think we should. In the end, Johnny Mundo beats Killshot with the end of the world. The whole corkscrew splash off the top rope. And then afterwards, he calls out Shao Kahn, Muertes, sitting on the throne. And he pretty much says that I'm coming after that championship. And then Brian Cage comes out, stakes a claim at Muertes championship, says he wants a title shot. And then says his whole, "I'm not a man, I'm a machine!" That's his catchphrase. Because he looks like a freaking machine. Mundo takes issue with that and calls him out. And Cage gets inside the ring. Mundo walks away. When Cage turns his back to look at Muertes, here comes Mundo, attacks him from behind, and Cage just fends him off because he's fucking crazy. He did like a freaking running... It was a shoulder tackle. It was a shoulder tackle. It was a running, bulldozing 18-wheeler shoulder tackle that flipped Mundo inside out. It was crazy, man. He instantly let his status be known that I am a strong-ass motherfucker. Do not fuck with me. And I love that. That was really cool. So, this set up a feud between Mundo and Cage going forward. Sounds good to me. We get Marty the Moth. It was a vignette of Marty the Moth with Sexy Star at his house. Now, those of you who don't know the storyline, at the end of Ultima Lucha, Marty the Moth kidnapped, and I mean kidnapped, Sexy Star. And she's been in his... she's been his hostage. Pretty much, she's a hostage right now. She's been his hostage since last season. She hasn't escaped Marty the Moth ever since she was kidnapped at the end of season 1. Man, it's craziness. And every single time Marty goes up to her, she gets scared. Like, whoa! Like, oh my God! He's done something to her. I really want to see, and I hope they do, play into what he did to her throughout the season. I think they just showed us a little bit what's going on to remind us that, hey, Sexy Star is still with Marty. But, every time he went up to her, she just gets, like she's been tortured. You can just tell she's been tortured by him. And he has like a butterfly in his hand, and he's throwing it in her face. And he's telling her that, you're like this butterfly. When you were a caterpillar, you become a butterfly. You thought life was all great, and now you're dead. It's just sick, crazy, twisted stuff. He brings up his sister. This whole thing about his sister. My sister wants to meet you. Who the hell is his sister? Is his sister just as crazy as he is, or is she even crazier? I'm going to assume she's even crazier. I wouldn't be shocked, and here's my theory. I wouldn't be shocked if it's one of those things where his sister is like a skeleton. Like his sister's dead, and he's so out of his freaking mind that he's trying to please a dead body that he thinks his sister's telling him what to do. And it's, oh man, there's so many directions you can go in this with, with this. I don't know. It's a lot of things you can get from this. I wish we would have gotten more. It just touched it, and that's just it. I just got a taste of it. Like, damn, I want more. Like, what really happened while she was with Marty the Moth? Like, god damn. But again, like I said at the beginning, not much happened. It's just a reminder of where they are. But he did tell us, Marty did tell us that they are coming back eventually to the temple. And he will be coming back with her. And then he just laughs maniacally, and Sexy Star just struggles in fear, and Jesus. I want more of this. This is good stuff. Good stuff. we got we got the debut of PJ Black, aka Justin Gabriel from WWE, but he's called PJ Black. A nice little vignette. He's like a biker lone wolf, kind of like Baron Corbin from NXT. Actually, exactly like Baron Corbin from NXT. He calls himself the Darewolf. He's not afraid of anything. He fears nothing, and he fights for the thrill. He's not fighting for fame or glory or money. He fights for the thrill because he likes to fight. And they have the nice vignette of him riding on the motorcycle and that little western kind of atmosphere is pretty cool. He fights off some people and lets people know that, hey, I'm coming for you. So, we have that introduction. We have the Mac, aka Willie Mack, taking on the Darewolf, PJ Black. And I love this. Let me tell you why I love this. The match goes on. Really good match, by the way. It was pretty much a match of one-upsmanship. It's them dishing out unorthodox moves, high-flying moves, and one trying to one-up the other. Who can do the best moves? Who can do the most unorthodox moves? And then it's all about who can take the best punishment, because now they're trading slaps and kicks. I can hit harder than you. I can slap harder than you. And it was a really cool, very cool match to watch. Both would do some crazy, crazy spots. Trade off kick, trade off chops. But PJ Black manages to wear down Mac. Hits that awesome springboard top rope moonsault. It's like a lying salt, but off the top. Instead of the middle rope, off the top rope. And it looks gorgeous. I love that. But then he goes for his finisher, the 450 splash. And he's taunting like, this match is over. This match is over. And he's taking too long. And then Willie Mack rolls away. He gets upset, goes after him. And goes to hit a springboard move. And then Willie Mack counters it into a stunner. He counters the flying move into a stunner. And he beats him. Yeah, PJ Black lost to Willie Mack tonight, guys. And I love that they did that. They created this idea that just because he's debuting, you think in your mind, oh, he's going to win. Nope, he lost. He lost to Willie Mack. The Mack is what he's called the Mack. But Willie Mack beat him. Clean. No excuses. I love that. I love that they killed that trope in Lucha Underground, because when you watch WWE and NXT or any other company, when you're debuting someone new, you always think, well, he's going to win this match. He has to win this match. No. In this case, PJ Black honestly should have lost, because it's Willie Mack. Willie Mack is more experienced than PJ Black in this case, because he's been in the Temple more. And PJ Black just coming into the Temple, you would think he would lose to a Willie Mack. It makes a lot more sense. It really adds to that whole world building aspect. If you've been here longer, you're expected to win matches more. And just because you're new and you have to look strong, god damn it, you have to look strong. That doesn't mean you're going to win your first match. I love that they created that. I think that's awesome. Okay, and then we go into the main event, which is the Disciples of Death with Katrina taking on Pentagon Jr. and Prince Puma. I love that when the Disciples get into the ring, they bow. They bow to Mil Muertes. They show their allegiance to the champion, how important he is to them, and further emphasizing that he is the man to beat. He is the obstacle to conquer by people. But I also love this anti-hero and hero vibe I'm getting from Pentagon Jr. and Prince Puma. If you've seen your favorite TV shows, your action shows, Dragon Ball Z, it's Goku versus Vegeta, that whole vibe. And Yu-Gi-Oh! It's Yugi and Kaiba, Seo Kaiba, that kind of vibe. I can go on forever. Superman and Batman, that kind of... Well, yeah, I mean, not quite, because they're both not, like, evil. They're both good. Batman's not necessarily evil, but compared to Superman's goodness, he does tend to cross the line a little bit. Maybe I should get a better example. You guys give me some examples down below in the comments, but you get the idea. It's anti-hero and hero taking on a much bigger danger. And it's crazy because when these two were working together, they get a lot of offense on the Disciples of Death, but then they would clash in terms of egos, and they would fight over who should get the offense. And when they started fighting with each other, that's when the Disciples picked them apart and started beating them up. Now, eventually, they got their acts together, and Prince Puma gets this 360 splash, but Pentagon Jr. makes the tag before he hits the move and then gets the pin. This does not make Puma happy because he wants to be the guy to get the victory. He wants to be the guy to get the glory, which is how it should be, you know. Hey, I'm the best. I want the glory, not you. You shouldn't have gotten that pin. I did the work, so I should have got the victory. And of course, now that the match is over, they fight. And then Mr. Cero Miedo got really close to breaking his arm. But just when he wraps his arm up to do the home arm breaker, what does he call that move? Is it just called the arm breaker? Probably. I'm just gonna go with the arm breaker. Was going to go for that arm breaker, but then Prince Puma escapes from it. He finds a way to get out of it, and then Pentagon Jr. runs away. He pretty much runs away. But he tells him, okay, next time, bitch. I'm coming after that arm. So now we've set up a feud between Pentagon Jr. and Prince Puma, which is probably going to go for a while. I look forward to seeing what they do. I am almost certain that they're going to have multiple matches. If they have a match next week, I guarantee you there'll be another one following that. I want these two to go into a bloody feud. And you know it's going to be a blood fest. It ain't going to be no, I respect you, man, I respect you. No. This is going to be one of those killer feuds. Whoever comes out on top, we will have to see. But my money's on Pentagon Jr. I think Pentagon's going to be a monster this season. Can't say anything else about this show. Great show, great action. Again, took a step back this week. There wasn't a lot of storyline progression. It's just reminders of what's happening here. But we did set up some things to come. We did set up Johnny Mundo and Cage. We did set up Prince Puma and Pentagon Jr. We set up Cobra Moon to debut next week. Rey Mysterio's coming in. We set up the fact that, hey, just because you debut doesn't mean you're going to win your match. We're further building on the world of Lucha Underground. And we also got some, again, not much progression, but a reminder of Marty the Moth and Sexy Star's storyline. I guarantee you that's going to take off. And when that takes off, that's probably, I wouldn't be shocked if that took up a whole episode. That's going to be a great storyline. But give me your thoughts about this show. How did you feel about it? Favorite segment, favorite match, what I have to say in this video. If you haven't watched Lucha Underground, please take this time to catch up. Season 2, Episode 2. Check it out. I recommend that you really check out this show. Thank you guys for watching. This is your boy, Alyx, man, signing off. You guys take it easy. Peace.